Welcome back. We continue live right here on Pittsburgh CW. Bob Pompeani with you, taking your calls until 11 o'clock. Call us 412-575-2600 or on Twitter at KDPomp. Let's begin with Charles in Bethel Park. Charles, how are you tonight?
Oh, Bob, I'm doing great, man. Thank you for taking my call. So my thought was, as I'm watching the game, is that just Phil Kessel, I don't know if he's eating too many hot dogs, not getting enough jalapenos on the nachos. But we got to do something about there. So I was thinking about changing the lineups, whether you want to call somebody young and fresh and, adrenaline-driven from the Wilkes-Barre baby pens, or why don't we take a runner? Yager's floating around.
Oh, he's bagging now. Come on, Charles. First of all, Daniel Sprong is up. Daniel Sprong is an option if they so choose. He had 32 goals down in the AHL this year. He was terrific down the stretch, scored a lot of goals and adjusted his game, played better 200-foot hockey. But Phil Kessel had his best game of the series tonight. So he got some shots on, got a shot that resulted in a goal by Sidney Crosby, by the way, his 66th career playoff goal. But he also made a calculated risk that backfired when he tried to stick handle around TJ Oshie with the open net, and that put the game away as he scored. Oshie did to make it 5-3. But I'm not willing. Phil Kessel is a big-time playoff performer. Yes, he's been bad in these postseason games. I think he has some sort of injury. The Penguins have downplayed that, but tonight at least was his best game of the series. And given what we've seen, that's not saying much, but it's a step in the right direction. Let's go to Larry in Latrobe. Hey, Larry.
Hey, Bob. How's it going, man?
What's up?
Hey, first of all, that was just lousy Yinzer humor on the call before. I think just so classic.
Hey, you could tune in here nightly and get some of that, but go ahead.
Yeah. So to be truthful, I'm I don't want to sound like a spoiled Penguins fan, but I hate seeing them give up these cheap goals. The only thing cheaper is the super.
Set that one up too easily. Let's go to Jim in Cranberry. Hey, Jim, how you doing?
Hey, man, what's up?
What's going on?
It's been a heck of a 2 years, but, Vetchin's got to be pretty excited finally having the upper hand here.
Well, he had the upper hand 2 years ago. Remember that game? There was a 7-game series. It's been a very tight battle with Washington. It's not like the Penguins blew them out in 4 games in either of these.
But they've never had this 3-2 lead. If you think about it, they were up 2-0. I think the Pens won 3 in a row, then lost. I mean, 2 years ago.
They faced elimination against Washington, too. I mean, listen.
But I think this is a good chance for them. Therefore, I think they're going to lose again, Bob. I think Murray, he's a gamer. He's got to have a good game in him. I think if they get to Game 7, they're going to be fine. And I'll tell you what, I think Kessel actually woke up tonight with Brassard. But you need to have Murray play a game. I mean, this is the Brandon Holtby series. You got to have Murray play a game, and I think he has one in him.
We'll find out. He's going to have to be very large the next 2 games. I thought Holtby was very good, and Holtby has the best save percentage of any goaltender, I think, in the playoffs right now. He's played well, and that first game, he gave up 3 goals and .449. I thought that night that, man, the Penguins are going to get to Braden Holtby again, and he has battled back since then. He's been very good, and he, quite frankly, tonight was the reason they won. So many opportunities for the Penguins, and they could not beat him early especially, and then they had chances late in the game, couldn't get it done either. Let's go to Mike in Breezewood. Mike, how are you?
Yes, good evening. I just wonder when you guys are going to start realizing that Letang is not the defenseman that you make him out to be. I have never seen where he's as great as that he has led on to believe. And have you ever heard a more one-sided announcer than Pierre Maguire?
I think Pierre's terrific. I think he does a lot of work. He travels to every single game. Thanks for the call. And I think his hockey knowledge is incredible. You start talking to him, he'll tell you things about every player, their history. He's on top of it. I think he's excellent, actually, what he does. And I don't put much attention into, is he sided or, not against the Caps or against the he just calls a good game, in my opinion. Anyway, with regard to Letang is one of those, his brand is this. He's good enough in the same game to make you pull your hair out, but then he comes up with a spectacular play on offense that makes you forget about the previous mistake. That's just what he is. Now, he's had a tough year this year. Coming back from the neck surgery, I give him credit. He started right from the beginning of the season, and he's a gamer. He gets a lot of minutes, and yes, he makes mistakes, and yes, a lot of times he's out of position, but he gambles a lot, and that's, it's a good and bad with Chris Letang. Overall, he had a bad third period tonight, no doubt. His season, by and large, is not up to his standards, but it's still Chris Letang has been over the years a very good defenseman for the Pittsburgh Penguins. You know, people just want to remember the last shift, it seems. Let's go to Rick in Johnstown. What's up, Rick? How are you?
Hey, Bob, how you doing?
I'm good, thanks.
Hey, the defense was absolutely terrible. They lost the game tonight for them. And why don't they play their own position? You know, you always see the defense going down, shooting on the net, you know, and play the position that they have to play. And,
well, I mean, they take chances. That's the way Mike Sullivan wants to do it.
Hey, that's the way they're breakaways, and they lose the game.
Absolutely. I mean, that can happen when you take the chances they take, but that's the high-risk game that they like to play to maintain puck possession in the attack zone.
They got many forwards that can put the puck in the net, play the position that they're playing.
So you want them to all set back, never engage, and never pinch?
I'm saying, how many breakaways are Washington's getting? And
well, they got game 4. They were as solid as they could be. They clamped down. I thought it was their best defensive game, and over the course of the last 2 years, they've played a lot of those games. Tonight, they gambled a few times. Letang was just bad. There's no a way around that. He had a bad game. But I thought Dumoulin has played with a lot of confidence, and I think the rest of those guys have been, by and large, pretty good. Oleksiak has been getting better minutes because he's played better. I think Ruhwedel, last game, made a tremendous play to come in on a speedy Jacob Vrana, turn him around, didn't take a penalty, and stopped what would have been a breakaway. So I think overall, hey, listen, there's another team out there. Sometimes we forget that. The Washington Capitals won a division for a 3rd straight year. They're very good at what they do. They can be physical, and they make it tough. That's why you look at this, and I hope more objectively than some people are looking at this. I would say expand your horizon and give the other team a little bit of credit here. It's not just the Penguins messing up. It's the other team forcing. Just as when the Penguins do well, they force people in the city of Washington to get on the Capitals. But it's a two-way street. So that's how you have to assess it. Let's go to Harry in Hempfield. Harry, what's up?
Hey, Bob, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Hey, good. I just want to let you know, I think you're the most knowledgeable guy in this city, but when from the sports side. But
well, thank you. I just try to hang in there and do what I do. So,
when I think about the Penguins, you know, clearly Brassard is. I don't know if he's hurt. He's struggling a little bit here, but
he was good tonight, though, didn't you think?
He did. I think he looked better, but you know, he's good when he gets deep, right?
Thanks, Harry. I got to go to a break here, but thank you for that. Derek Brassard played his best game as a Penguin in this series, I think, as well. So that's encouraging, I think, if you're looking at the Penguins. Kessel takes a lot of abuse, and still tonight people think he played his best game. I do think there's something wrong with Phil Kessel, but I still want Kessel in my lineup. A lot of people on Twitter have suggested benching him. I'm not doing that. He has too much upside, too much credential, too much cred in the postseason. Again, it's a 7-game series. You're going to lose some. I picked the Penguins to win in 7, and I still believe that. But that means losing 3 games along the way. I think people get too high and too low with these series. And you should know by experience that there are going to be times when another team looks better and another team outplays them. And tonight, the 3rd period was Washington, but the Penguins had a lot to do with it. Yes, they had breakdowns, and yes, they got burned as a result. We have Mark and we have John coming up next. We're live right here on the Sports Call presented by Ireland Contracting.